Hi, CMattDye here. Hopefully you're having a great day. Welcome to the video, and let's get into it. We're going to talk about volume first because that's what we always talk about. Day over day, it's down, and you can see it really cratered this morning and then kind of picked back up as the day went on. Week over week, it is up quite a bit actually, and today was the lowest out of the entire week. Month over month, it is down by 12%, which isn't anything to sneeze at, but that's because it was doing so well at the beginning of the week. So if it kept this, it would be down much more. Overall, still kind of holding up. If we look at this, we got this bounce here, and then we got this crazy bounce here. Now it's coming back down. It's been trying to hold over a million for pretty much all year. So I would prefer a move like this rather than a move like this. Something that can kind of sustain a little bit. We are overall in a bear market in crypto. The CNFT space is a little different. It is still holding up a little bit, and that's nice. And I think that's because crypto's down, and a lot of people are just in the NFT space. And once you get in the NFT space, you just kind of get addicted to it. That's how I did, and a lot of people I know. You just start enjoying NFTs and start buying, and you join communities, and the communities hopefully are awesome, and you just meet people and get to know everybody. So I think that has something to do with why the CNFT space is still popping, even though the overall market is down, and volume's not that great, but it's decent. It's definitely decent, and week over week we are up, so that is good to see. So let's go to the top 5. And here we go. We have Cornucopias number 1, Eikonikos number 2, Ball Scout Rocket Club number 3, SpaceBudz number 4, and number 5 on the list, Chilled Kongs. So let's get into this. Cornucopias, I'm not in the project. I'm not a fan of the project, but it does have a big community behind it. So if you want to, flip anything, Cornucopias is the place to go. If you had minted anything good initially in Cornucopias, flipped it, comes back down, you can buy back into it. And that's usually how every single Cornucopias has been. So I didn't really expect this to be much different. It did come down after mint. We had a sell around 100. Mostly it held over 150, and now it's pushing up a little bit. Floor is at 215. All-time high sell 53,000 ADA. Can't make that number up, folks. That's big. So when this comes, if this pulls back again, watch that 150 to 200 area to scoop some up. I don't think it's going to go below 100. I think they minted around 106 as the low tier, or zone 1. I don't even know what they're calling it. But watch that 150 to 200 to try to scoop some up. If it does go down to 100, which I kind of doubt, but if it did, let's say the market gets worse and people start selling off Cornucopias because it's not really doing anything, and it's going to take a while before you can realize any efforts from it. So that 100 to 200 range, keep an eye on that. Next project, I really don't know anything about. I do know that they had a 9.5 thousand all-time high sell, and they just minted on the 4th. And they have about a 30% wallet holder ratio, which is pretty darn good. Floor price is at 405. I want to say they minted at 600, but don't quote me on that because I don't know anything about the project. I never looked into it, and I didn't really care about it. But yeah, I think it minted at 600. And if that's the case, it really fell below fast. I didn't really like it because they were asking a very high value for the NFTs, and it just not really my cup of tea. However, a lot of people were in this, and people are buying it. You have a decent wallet holder ratio. 9.5 thousand is not anything to scoff at. it is basing right now, so it hasn't really found itself yet. So I do think when it does have that pullback, that 200 to 300 figure is going to be the area that you're going to want to buy in if you want to be in this project. I don't really know anything about it, but it does look pretty okay. You know, there are some whales in the project. People are paying good money for the NFTs. So if you want to be in the project, that's where I think you look at. It hasn't really started basing yet, or it hasn't really found the floor of any sort yet. It's still kind of going sideways. So until it does do anything, you kind of just have to wait. Somebody sold one for 60 here. That's interesting. Weird, but interesting. So that's what I got on that one. Boss Cat Rocket Club, number 3. This is a quality project. I do like the project. And right now is not a bad time to pick some up if that's what you want. 150,000 all-time high sell. You know, not a bad wallet holder ratio right there. And you can see over here it dropped to 920. And now it's trying to hold over 1,000. It got to 999 here. It got to 999 today. And it's trying to hold up. So that 1,000 to 1,100 area is not a bad area to scoop up. I think worst case scenario, 800 to 1,000. But I don't think it goes below 800. If Boss Dow wasn't a thing, I think the floor would be lower. So I think they're propping them up a little bit. But it's a good project, and I do think that it's a good buy around there. 1,000 to 800, I'm going to be scooping it up. 1,000 to 1,100, not a bad area, because you're only talking a few hundred ADA. And if you get in this project, most likely you want to be in it long term. I want to get in this project long term. So, you know, it doesn't really matter where it goes in the next few months. You know, you're looking at a couple hundred ADA on the downside and, you know, a couple thousand in a good bull market. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't think this bear market's going to last for like years and years and years like people say. So it's going to be interesting the next few months. Next, let's go to SpaceBudz. SpaceBudz floor at $59.99. I talked about them over here last week, and I was talking about 5,000 to 5,500 being a nice little buy spot. You can see came down to about 5,400, but you had a couple sells at 5,050, 5,000 even, 5,499. But for the most part, they've tried to stay over 5,500. So that's interesting to see. Right now, ADA is super inexpensive. So picking up a SpaceBudz, not a bad idea. It's a very quality project, but 5,000, 5,500, that's where I'm looking at as, you know, this thing could come down and maybe set a floor in here. So that's what I'm looking at. Next, Chilled Kongs. You guys know I love this project. 135,000 all-time high sell. It's pretty good. And over here, I was looking at that 2,000 to 2,300 as a buy into that 3,000 figure. That's exactly what happened. And that now it came down right back to that 2,300 level. And now it's bouncing off of that. So that's very, very interesting. If it can get over, I would say if it can get over 2,600 and sustain, which means it's over 2,600 now, so it means over 27, 2,750, and hold and push, it can break through that 3,000 level just because you do have that mushroom catalyst coming up, and you know, people are actually buying Kongs. So if you go down here, 2,740, 3,250, 3,990, 5,500, some more floors. There's a 3,700, 3,400, 3,100. 45.75. So people are buying Kongs and not only on the floor. So that's pretty good to see. And maybe if it can get a good push, it can push that 3,000, or maybe it needs to come back down one more time before it starts that. But it is starting to look pretty good here. Now let me talk about what I did this week. So this week I did, I bought a seal mutant mice, mutant crocs, mutant mice. I bought another seal, and because I believe in those projects. Mutant mice are going pretty crazy right now, and Seal Society I just love. The founder is always thinking of stuff, spending time with the community. We get on conference calls with him. It's just very open, very great community. That's why I love that. The mutant community, mutant mice, mutant crocs, mutant toads, they're doing things that haven't been done before. Yeah, Epoch Art is a marketplace, and there are other marketplaces. But now they're helping other projects with staking. They're coming out with their own launch pad, and they're doing it a little different. And that's what I love about that project. They put their head down and just grind, and I do love that. Mutant Mice at 170 floor. Just a week ago it was at 80, which was the mint price. Mutant Crocs at 260. A week ago it was around 200. Mutant Toads at 200 floor. A week ago it was around 160. So you can see this, it's starting to move. People are starting to talk about the staking. They're starting to help out other projects, and I'm pretty excited about that. But anyway, that's the top 5. That's what I'm looking at, what I did, what I'm looking for in the future. So anyway, with that, if you like the video, throw a like. If not, throw a dislike. I appreciate the feedback. Have an awesome day. I'll see you around the crypto markets. Take care.